This video contains content sponsored by John Wilson Blades and MK Blades. Opinions discussed in this video do not reflect the views of John Wilson or MK. Hello and welcome to the skating lesson. I'm Jennifer Kerr.
And I'm Dave Leese, and the Grand Prix assignments have been announced, so we're back with another edition of This and That. Starting off, there's been a ton of off-season news since we've been away for a few weeks. First thing, hasn't been announced officially yet, but Vivian Lee has been moving to work with Raphael Artunian. I think that this is definitely a good move, Jenny. I mean, she has been one of those juniors that has tons of talent. Her technique was a little bit wild last year on the triple lutz, and definitely she could use some work on her edge jumps, but she's definitely someone that has tons of talent and has needed some refinement. So I'm excited about this move. What do you think about it?
I guess my question, though, to you, and I have to say, like, I've only seen her a couple times, one of which was at Nationals in the long program where she didn't skate well. And it kind of made me worry a little bit about her. That technique aside, it seems like maybe the mental aspect isn't quite there yet. She is young. Do you think that's something that Raphael can impart? Or do you think that's something that when these kids come to Raphael and do really well, we talk about in Adam last season, it seems like he and Ashley really have taken their careers into their own hands. I don't know if he's the most nurturing coach in terms of turning that around if a skater has an issue. Not saying that she does, but it maybe kind of looked like that at Nationals.
Well, I think he's definitely a technician who could help her with some of her issues that she had technique-wise, and I think it's going to be a really competitive training environment. So I think it could definitely stimulate her to bring out the best in training with Nathan, Adam, Ashley, Hannah Miller, whoever else is in that rink at the time. I think it could really kind of push her to up her game and kind of see what that brings out in her in competition.
Yeah, and Raphael now, he has locked in a rink, because I know last season we were talking about, is he going to go to Florida? There was some Colorado Springs talk, so he's going to stay here in California and Anaheim. And he's really been vocal about the fact that he wants to make this the epic training center. I mean, this is where he wants to cultivate all this talent. So it's nice that he's back here in California. But not so nice was the news that Joshua Farris has chosen to retire. That Ice Network article, it was really tough to read in parts, talking about how difficult of a time he's had with his concussion, struggling too with severe anxiety, depression as a result of having to be away in a room for so long. But music has really become his outlet. He is coaching now. It's just so sad that he was such a strong talent and he had that breakout moment at Nationals, and now it sounds like he's not even going to be able to skate in shows, that the doctors have told him just the risk isn't worth the reward in the end. Thoughts on his retirement?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Last season really became all about the concussions and head injuries, and obviously the Will Smith movie came out in the last year. It's definitely changed, I think, how everyone thinks about these head injuries and these concussions. Gabriel Papadakis was off the ice for several months last year, and you think about, the effects of concussions and quad jumps and what he's had to go through, and I think it's awful. I think he's one of the talents. So I think, unfortunately, as much as we remember him for his great skating, we'll also remember for, kind of the dangers of head injuries.
Yeah, and he said that he wants to join a nonprofit organization that will help with athletes that have struggled with concussion. So hopefully he'll be able to take this negative experience and do something really positive with it for athletes and for skaters. Because this, like you said, it's not something that people talk about. And I know Tanith, many years ago, she fell and hit her head really bad. I mean, some of these lifts, not the best.
Yeah, it's interesting. 4 years ago, Michaela Maroney fell at Nationals, and they said that she had a concussion, and I think she was back training a week later before the Olympic trials. In gymnastics, and you just go ahead and think, what are the impacts of that, and what are the dangers and the risks associated with that? And, if that happened today, what we know now about head injuries versus 4 years ago, I think, you wonder whether an athlete like that would be competing. And as far as Joshua Farris goes, I think, we'll all miss his skating. One of the most talented and beautiful skaters in the U.S.
Love
yeah.
me. It was all about the love me moment in the middle. Yeah.
So, and he was really just starting to really grow into his talent. Unfortunately, I've kind of thought this was coming because usually people talk in skating, but you get murmurs of what someone's skating to or how someone's skating, and when anyone would ask about Joshua Farris, everyone would go radio silent.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I think it's a touchy subject too. It's not something where when you don't know how to talk about it in a way that's respectful, but also not knowing exactly what's going on with him. It's tough. You want him to tell his own story. So I think it's good he's been able to do that.
Yeah, and one skater we will be seeing skate again is actually Caroline Zhang. But we saw her skate a little bit last summer. I think she was up to double axel maybe when we were there. She has been skating for the full year, plans on competing this year and skating to the Mission for her free skate. So I think it'll be really
Dave Lee's favorite music, his favorite skater. I mean, sectionals, we're going to be glued to Ice Network, honey.
I am going to be glued to Caroline's comeback. I love watching her. I'm shocked that she's coming back in many ways, but I'm excited to see it, and it's going to be interesting because she was really missed at nationals. Some of those girls from that skating club in Arizona were not up to Caroline's level.
You know what's upsetting? I think that Grant had his moment. I think there's an inner competitor to Caroline where she's like, hey, I want to have my moment now too, honey.
She never went to the Worlds, so,
Yeah, who knows? This could be her year. Never know. I mean, who knows? But talking about hoping it's his year, Jason Brown, he's in California. He's training with Frank through Glacier Falls, which hopefully I'll be able to attend this season. He had 2 Grand Prix assignments assigned to him, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Skate America. He was great at the end of the season, that kind of pro-am. Thoughts on him working with Frank? Is this a good thing? Is Corey there with him? What's going on?
So Corey is at home and is going to be coming to the end of the summer, right before Glacier Falls. She's going to be there with some of her skaters. So I think this is interesting. Jason's growing up a bit. You think about, I think Brian Boitano, Linda Lever sent him to work with Evie for a couple months one summer. I think that this could really help Jason. I know that they're just kind of going through his technique, but people have seen him land some really strong triple axels. I don't think that they've gotten to training the programs yet, but I think working with Frank, working with another, expert coach could certainly help him. He obviously is very tied to Corey and, will be going back there for the season. But I think it's going to be interesting to see if, 2 months, will that have an influence on Jason?
Well, and the thing, when we interviewed Corey, she was really vocal about wanting to have her skaters work with all different experts, that she didn't have all the answers, which I respect. But one thing that we haven't really discussed is Vincent. No longer with Corey. He's now here with Tammy. So I think having that technician leave her camp, it's good that she's sending Jason to somebody else, because I think Vincent was a really valuable part of that team. He's phenomenal, in my opinion.
Yeah, you saw him get all those people quads. I think with Vincent, what wound up happening was that Justin Dillon got his position with the USFS, and that had an opening for
Lindsay Weber. Sorry, honey.
Yeah. But also for the number 2 coach on Tammy's. So obviously Roheen is kind of Corey's right-hand man, and I think that Vincent got a great opportunity, but certainly a loss for Corey's program.
Well, also a loss for our friend Alex, but a gain too. Alex Arashev losing our I'm going to get his name right. Tomoki Himatashi. We love him. He didn't remember it was his birthday when he won nationals. He was like, oh, by the way, it's also my birthday today. So where is Tomoki now?
That has not been announced. There are rumors that he might be with Corey, but no one is quite sure where Tomoki is. So that is...
But we do know Shoma is going to train with Alex for a little bit, Shoma Uno. For how long do we know?
I think he was there for about a month.
Okay.
Working with him. So that'll be... Maybe Alex will work with him on his landing position that everyone.
Get that left arm in front.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the last thing that Shoma needs if he's going to really compete with the other top men, because you kind of wait for it. At some point, you think it's going to probably start hurting him, but I think, it's good.
It's the knees and the hips. I would think that when you come down with all that force and you're so torqued to the left, something's gonna not be good one day.
Yeah. One day, yeah, you think. So I think for right now, good for him to work with Alex. Alex is such a respected jump technician. I know that Frank has said a lot of really nice things about him and the work he did with Gracie. So hopefully Shoma can up the ante and have, bring some competition to Japan and be really among the top men and really in that conversation this year. It'll be interesting to see. We have seen that Javier, sorry. I'm so used to everyone saying
Javier.
Javier Fernandez and Eric Radford, they had minor surgeries last week that were kind of unexpected. Eric Radford just had a minor bump taken off of his ankle, and Javier Fernandez didn't say what he had taken. I know he talked about bursitis and minor issues that he was having last season, but they both are supposed to be back on the ice in just a few weeks. So it'll be interesting to see how they come back.
And also last week, your girl got married. So to the TSL viewer who wrote the message saying we didn't say the people's names, it was Alexa Smekak-Niram. She's changed. She's hyphened her name now. And Chris Kniram, they got married. She looked gorgeous. Seemed like a lot of skaters attended their wedding. And now she's chopped off her hair.
Yeah.
She's a new woman.
She's a new woman. She's having quite the week, and she loves charisma sport. So she loves charisma sport. Yeah.
Good.
We also got a first look at Patrick Chan skating to Journey by Eric Radford, another one of Eric's compositions. I know Jonathan Byer's a big fan of his music. To me, Jenny, do all of Patrick's programs start to look the same?
So I screen capped something and I was going to send it, but I want to talk about it. It's the moment, and we've only seen people like 15 seconds with that small Instagram clip. It's when he leans back and his leg comes up, every single program. He had that was a signature moment last season, I think, in his long. I mean, I understand having we all have movements that we like to do, minus the shit.
He also likes to do the rise and the fall. And,
lots of, well, he's trying to get those levels to get, you have to show that in your footwork.
What he's doing is so much better than everyone else. I mean, the depth of the edges that he is on and the angles, get out your protractor, people. That is amazing. But
again, like we talked about Aliona, whom we'll speak about in a little bit, I would be more impressed if he posted a clip of him doing a clean long program with 2 triple axels and 2 quads. I mean, these little glimpses, he's gorgeous. But this is the part of his skating that we know is phenomenal. You're always going to get really high PCS. Show me, though, the consistency on the triple axel.
It also is early in July, so maybe we don't want him doing full programs just yet. But
I think he's somebody I would have him doing full programs right now. I think it's time.
All right.
Just get some in the bank.
Jen heard it today, yes.
If Coach Jenny's telling you. And he's at this new rink, too. Yeah. All right, before we talk about the Grand Prix, though, I want to talk about a couple things that happened with the i.s.u.
Yeah.
So no more anonymous judging. We're going to know which judges gave which marks. Thoughts? Good? Bad? Ugly?
Good. Obviously very good. I think that this is needed to happen, and I'm excited to kind of see the shade as it happens, aren't you?
I am, but I'm very upset the layback has been cut.
Yeah, it's no longer a required spin. And so look, I would bring back the spiral. As long as we don't have the requirements for the positions, I would kind of...
I love the bent knee Nancy Kerrigan, 45-degree spiral. No?
I would come up with a mathematical formula to kind of level all of the spins, footwork, and all of the elements that are the non-jump. I would kind of level and award quality points. They're also eventually going to move towards from a +5 to a -5 for GOE eventually. So that's going to be a little intense.
About that last season? I think you suggested it with Phil or something.
I don't know.
It was a lot of shows last year, people. It's taken us 8 weeks to get over that.
Yeah, that was a long time.
That was a long time.
Also, what's going on with Nathan Chen, Jenny? When we talk about is he going to be a part of the i.s.u. next season? He's been rock climbing a lot in Colorado. It doesn't look like he is skating just yet. But I'm on Nathan watch. I want to know when he lands back in California to start skating.
I feel like he'll get it together. I would expect maybe not early in the season, but I think by nationals, I feel like you can never relax with him in terms of his body. He's another bubble. We talk about our bubble skaters. Put him in the bubble. Keep him there.
Yeah. And we're going to see Ashley Kane and Tim LeDuc. They teamed up. We've posted some videos of them, so I'm excited. But I want to talk about some of the things on social media because we interviewed Javier and Miki. Javier, yes. And he kind of casually mentioned I've tried a quad loop once or twice. I've landed it. It's not really worth putting in. He went out and did it at the end of that show in Japan. And
under spotlights.
Yeah. I hope he does compete that. That was spectacular.
And I feel like we talk about these skaters who get really nervous when they add elements in their program. I think he could do it. I think as long as I was so impressed with him at Worlds last year in that long program that I feel like he's got the stuff that he's somebody I would feel okay with trying a new element out there. But I want to talk about some of our pair skaters. So you say Jillian has a new special thing up her sleeve that we're not allowed to talk about?
She's not even talking about it, but she does have something up her sleeve. Yes, she has
Can you
something up her.
give me some hints? Is it a?
I don't know what it is.
She just wanted to drop that in. Well, we saw her do a triple flip.
Yeah, we
saw
did see.
Kirsten Moortowers. So also Facebook viewer who emailed us. KMT stands for Kirsten Moortowers.
Yeah, when people have three names like Sarah Jessica Parker, it's SJP, and I really think that KMT is. She's a strong enough personality.
Her birthday. Yeah, so she's doing very well. We saw Bruno of Aliona and Bruno. He's doing his triple sal half loop triple sal last week. The split. What was it, like a throw split twist?
It was a twist to a press lift that they did, and it was very impressive, but worth nothing. So I think that obviously the IJS can get on this, but it looked spectacular.
It's just a nice clip of the week. So let's jump into, though, Grand Prix assignments, because I got to talk about, obviously the moment. There are two moments in this, but first let's talk about who's not competing. So Karolina Kostner, not on the roster. Sotnikova, not on any roster. And Voloshazar and Trenkov saying that they're not going to compete until Europeans. Does this mean, will we see one of the three of the three, any of the three this year?
I have no idea. There are articles that Karolina Kostner isn't jumping that well. You know how I feel about her comeback. I want to see it, and I'm very nervous.
It's summer. I don't have any candles around.
Yeah, I don't know. She's hiking lately. She was visiting her grandmother. It's great. Look, there are a lot of prayers for this comeback. I would like to see her. For Voloshazar and Trenkov, you have to wonder about taking time off and only competing at Europeans. I mean, if they're Aliona and Bruno, Sui and Han, Jillian and Bob, they are not letting up. So you wonder about if they're going to fall behind if they're out of competition. I don't know. It's the pre-Olympic year. It's not time.
I would think that you would want to do this, particularly after last season where there were a couple things where they didn't show up for as well in a tough world. They're older, though. I mean, that is a reality. So you got to think injury. Are they trying to save it and conserve? I don't know. What are the things? So there are TBD spots.
We talk about it. Why does the U.S. love these TBD
because
spots?
They want to get skaters to do Skate Detroit, Glacier Falls, all of these summer events that we love watching. Do you remember the Journey program? Marissa and Simon last season? I mean, that was a moment the first time they did that, going out there. So hopefully we'll have some more moments like that. But our little son not getting any assignments. Do you think he'll be given that TBD at Skate America?
Yeah, I think he has a great shot at the Skate America TBD.
I'm talking about Tim Dolensky, just in case.
Yeah, we're talking about Tim Dolensky for our person who wrote us that email. It's against him, Alex Johnson. I would think Sean Rabbit also in the mix for that. You think Alex Johnson actually is going to be going to school at the University of Minnesota. So he is still going to be competing, but obviously balancing first semester could be challenging. I would kind of think that Tim Dolensky has
the shot.
A good shot at that. But Sean Rabbit, he read The Secret last season, and I feel like things happened for him. So I wouldn't be surprised.
And he's jet setting and posting in Japanese on Instagram. Like, he knows he's playing that Japanese card very well.
Yes. And, he has the Justin Dillon connection. So look.
And now he's got Vincent to help him with that triple axel, so.
Yeah. I think Tim Dolensky, though, I'm penciling his name in for Skate America. I want to see him there. For the ladies, I would think it's between Tyler Pierce, who has one assignment, Mariah Bell, and Angela Wang.
So Mariah and Angela, or specifically Mariah, not so good last weekend. Or 2 weeks, I think it was last weekend at Broadmoor Open. Tough short program. I don't think she landed one jump clean. So it seems like those little demons that were present at Nationals, she hasn't completely eradicated them.
Yeah, I don't know who I think should get that spot. I think that each one could have a chance to be deserving of it. I kind of want to see them throughout the summer kind of raise their game before we give away that spot. So I'm in for the torture for the ladies a little bit, Jenny. I want them to really events. Yeah. But for the pairs, Marissa and Mervyn only got one, as did Haven Denny and Brandon Frazier. They only have one as well. You have Ashley Kane and Tim LeDuc, obviously, who are a new pair, so they don't get any assignments. You want to see Marissa and Mervyn? We haven't seen Haven and Brandon compete in a while, but interesting. I think I'm going with Marissa and Mervin unless Haven and Brandon come out this summer really ready to compete and kind of earn that spot. But yeah, I want to watch Skate Detroit and kind of see what happens. How about you?
Yeah, I think Marissa and Mervin maybe have the edge, pun intended, at this point. But it'll be interesting to see Haven and Brandon. Okay, so let's talk about Skate America.
Yes.
What sticks out on you? First story,
I feel
obviously.
like we manifested this to happen.
Hashtag the secret, yeah.
We talked about it so many times.
Can we just talk about the fact that I had visualized the poster board of what the logo is gonna look like, and you're gonna have Ashley and you're gonna have Gracie's face, and it worked. So.
Yeah, I think. Look, and what's so funny is that Ashley's on Snapchat, and she Snapchatted that.
Are you on Snapchat? Who does Snapchat? I tried for a day.
I'm too old, but people snap, and they said that Ashley Snapchatted that she didn't get the Grand Prix assignments that she wanted, but her eyebrows were on fleek. So
hey, you win some,
Ashley
you lose
put it
some.
out there that she was not quite pleased. I think she was upset that she got Cup of China because that's like being sent to Rostelecom.
And I think it's hard because there's such a lag in between the two, so you got to be up. Right at Skate America, particularly, and then you got to come down and you got to win your second event because I don't think there was really anybody going to China that's gonna really compete with her. So
yeah, it's interesting. Also, Mao Asada is going to be at Skate America, and I think we saw last season that Mao can look spectacular. Apparently, she was sick for 4 months last season. I don't know
just tummy problems.
I mean, I don't know.
She went to Chipotle.
She went to Chipotle. Yeah, had some of that chicken, but. So I think that she could definitely be in there. She could win the event. She could be in there with those ladies. Heard that Gracie has more mature programs this year, especially the free skate. Some of the music nerds are liking it, but she has not announced that yet. Also in the roster, Yulia Vinitskaya. I think Gabby Daleman could really be.
Yeah, she's one that I've been watching. I was so impressed with her at Worlds.
How are her abs doing?
I was going to say, I think she posted a bathing suit picture this week. Made me feel very ashamed that I withdrew from my first 10K due to not wanting to wake up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Because I do that every day. No, I think she'll be good. And I like she was doing the Ripon Triple Lutz, those clips too. For men, what is going on with Dennis 10? Do we know? Is he in the country?
Dennis 10, look, no one knows where Dennis is. He's not. This is early for him to be in LA, but I know that Laurie Nichols not doing his programs this summer, so people have said that he might be with Morozov. No one knows where Dennis 10 is.
Where in the world is Dennis? We need a logo for this that we can just
I love, the person who schedules Frank's lessons is always trying to go on Dennis's Instagram and find out what country he's in.
Aren't we all? We found those palm trees in the background last year.
Last year we did some investigative work. We knew when he was in Italy, so no one knows where he is. As long as he's not in Yuzuru Hanyu's way, I think the world is happy.
I think everybody's happy. Well, Shoma is going to be at Skate America. Great to see Adam Rapon, who apparently has a nice new long program. Contemporary long program. He's always fantastic. The Shibutani should easily win the dance event. And then we have to talk about, so Alexa and Chris not getting Skate America, Tara with an H and Danny. Thoughts on that?
I kind of wanted to see them against one another, but I think maybe they're trying to set it up. But, Sui and Han are listed. She had surgery, I think, and was having ankle Achilles problems last year. So I'm curious to see if they're going to be competing there. Julianne and Charlie are listed. So I want to see Tara and Danny and Alexa and Chris keep competing against one another. So I'm a little disappointed that we won't see that at Skate America.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for nationals. But moving on to Skate Canada.
Wait, what did Alexa want us to say? Sucks for them, moving on.
Sucks for them, moving on. Skate Canada, though, Tukta Misheva coming back. She's been posting some photos on Instagram. I think she's enjoying her summer. And Medvedeva, who has been very silent.
Very silent after doing all of those 4-jump combos.
Yeah, it was good. She just kind of left it.
So Medvedeva, you don't know how Tukta Misheva is going to do. Miyahara and then Mirai Nagasu. Oh, Mirai, you better show up.
Do we know what she's skating to? Do we have
We don't know what Mirai is skating to yet. And she's against Rika Hongo, Caitlin Osman, and Elaine Chartrand. That's a tough field. They're all kind of...
Are you being facetious, or?
No, I think...
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
If she wants to, medal... Look, a Canadian lady can pull it out in Canada all the time. You don't know what Rika Hongo is going to do. Medvedeva, Tukta Misheva...
yeah, it's tough. I don't know. my
I
favorite.
think it's tough. Okay.
I don't know. I just can't get over the river dance. Like that did me in. I'm being completely honest. She's forever been like written off in my book.
All right.
Yeah, it was just keeping it real. But in the men's event, Hanyu is going to come. Ross Minor getting 2 assignments, parabens. So is Mark Mitchell on? Because I tried to look on the site today. Is he on the selection committee? What's going on here?
I'm not. Wait, but it's for the i.s.u, so it's based on i.s.u points.
Oh, so
Ross.
he just okay. So this is not.
Ross did well last year at
Oh yeah, he got like
Cup of
second or
Russia.
third. Yeah, okay.
Remember, he was skating while Tarasova was still saying
Oh
that
yeah,
Adam
that
skated
Adam was like a girl. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was shade.
So it's Hanyu against Patrick Chan at Skate Canada again for the rematch of last season. Remember, they both bombed their short programs. And that was when Tim Dolenski really had his moment. I think he was swearing and crying, and there were a lot of emotions. But it's going to be Jillian and Bob, Luba and Dylan. And then our first look at Yu and Zhang, because the Chinese pairs just swap partners.
Why not? It's like swapping socks. They're both blue. Put them together.
Kavaguti and Smirnov in their return, and Haven Denny and Brandon Frazier. But it is the return of Virtue and Moyer. Chalk and Bates have to go against them early on, Gillis and Poirier. So I'm ready for that, as well as Capellini and Lenote. So that should be a solid event.
Yeah, that's going to be good. I feel like the first couple weeks. And then, of course, we go to Russia. And maybe it's not so good.
So Russia, Chetty, explain as a skater how, if you get assigned a Cup of Russia, you're like on the C team of the U.S.? Is this how it works?
Yeah, it's basically like, oh, we got to give her an assignment. What's the worst thing we could ever give her? And then when we make her airplane reservations, we're going to have her fly Aeroflot. Coach, middle seat, back row. I did not go through with that. But yeah, that's not the airline that you want to fly. But this could, looking on the bright side for someone like Paulina, who was assigned Rostelecom Cup, I think she has a great chance of winning.
So does she get Rostelecom because she's part Russian?
I think she actually likes going to. I feel like Angela used to get it too. Because she had like a Russian coach. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like
because Johnny used to get Rostelecom.
Yeah. Like there's some people who maybe do enjoy it.
And usually they give the Shibutanis Japan because they're Japanese. Mariah always gets that. Yeah,
I guess. So, I mean, they're nice in some ways. Radionova, I don't know. So I went back to look at our messages because I've been dreaming things lately that I swear are true, but then they're not. Like I'm getting weird stuff. Did somebody email us? Shaylin's doing her program.
Is she? I don't know. I mean.
This may be like a weird, I was sleeping from melatonin thing that's coming out, but I think someone emailed us saying that she's doing one of her programs.
Interesting.
If this is true, just let me know, people. Yeah, but she will be in Russia too.
Courtney Hicks will also be competing with Nitskaya, Terzynbayeva, Lizzie June, Roberta Rodrigo. But Max Aaron, Rostelecom against Javier Fernandez.
Can I announce what he's skating to, or am I going to get in trouble?
Max? I think you can announce Max because you got like a text message
from Max Aaron is skating to the Lion King for his long program.
I think, it's going to go one way or the other. I kind of think it'll be good.
I like it.
Haven
and Brandon, they really made that music for us.
I was really nervous when they were skating to it, but now I'm like, you know what? It's Philip Mills. It's supposed to get better as you work with Philip. So
I feel like he's gonna have some more arms,
it's going to be memorable one way or the other, and I think that's what we're most excited.
Maybe some orange in the outfit.
Do you think he'll go tanning? I would go tanning if I were.
I would go tanning. Maybe not. I would say black pants still. Maybe just a nice light yellow, kind of like how Brandon dressed for the program.
Okay.
I thought that was good. But Javier will also be in Russell doing Elvis for his long program. Shoma, that'll be good. And then we'll see Alexa and Chris, Stoblova and Klimov, Aliona and Bruno, so that'll be a good event. Charlie, and KMT and Michael. Yeah. But then we have Chalk and Bates versus Weaver and Poge in the dance event.
So Weaver and Poge got because I think they gave the host choice to Virtue Moyer.
For Canada. So they're given Russia now. This is what happens.
This is what
they do. You got to deal with it. But then we go to France for Gracie.
Are they still best friends? Does anyone know?
Of course they are.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Gracie's going back to France.
If that changes, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Just give us a message. Gracie going back to France. She'll be against Medvedeva and Mao, so that'll be good. Gabby Delman.
Short program champion from France. Because remember, last year was Yeah.
Let's hope nothing like that happens again. Javi doing the back-to-back this season, going from Russia to France.
So Gracie has to go against Ashley, and then she has to go against Medvedeva. Also, Yuka Nagaya, Wagawa Higuchi, and Mao again. She's going against. So that's...
And Leonova. Let me just talk about that. Making. Oh, Kavaguti and Smirnoff are sticking around this season too.
Sticking around.
Papadakis and Cizeron in the dance event there, and then we have Aliona and Bruno. Tarasova and Morozov, they're always kind of a dark horse. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
they could always pull something out. But moving on to Asia, Cup of China, Ashley should win.
Yeah, it'd be Ashley against Tuktamisheva, and she beat her last year in Cup of China. I think she can beat... at Skate Canada, I think she can beat her at Cup of China. Get Caitlin Osmond, Rika Hongo, May Mihara, Brittany Nova, she's against again. So that could be a little bit of a matchup. Karen Chen and Courtney Hicks. But it'll be Patrick Chan against Boyang Jin in the men. Max Aaron will also be there. Ross Minor, Voronov, Petrov, Kovtun, Murakami.
All of our favorites.
How's
Samoan doing? I should go visit him down the street.
And that girl. How is she doing?
I don't know. So she doesn't skate at San Diego Ice Arena anymore, so I can't But hi.
But in the Cup of China, it's going to be the Shibutanis against Weaver and Poje. So it's going to be them vying for kind of that spot in the medal ostrom. Kavaguti and Smirnov, Sui and Han, Luba and Dylan, Peng and Jin, Alexa and Chris, and Yu and Zhang.
That's a tough field.
So it's the swapped partners against each other. And Kavaguti and Smirnov...
Not awkward at all.
I think it's a real opportunity for Alexa and Chris to kind of show up. I think they have to take advantage. If they're going to have a chance at making the final, they kind of need to be first or second at Cup of China this year.
And I think it's good that their events are a little bit later, perhaps, that they're not having Skate America, because I think last year they came out in such a bang and they were competing so much, and maybe they were a little bit exhausted by the end of the season, just mentally drained, it seemed, more than anything. So hopefully they can kind of peak.
Yeah.
And go in thinking that they're going to make the final so that it's not such a surprise. But we do have one more event before the final. That's NHK. Paulina again, Miyahara. Pogorelaya, never know what she's doing. Wakaba. Turns by Ava. Marai's going to be there.
Paulina against Marai. I'm kind of excited for that matchup.
Yeah, because we saw that Paulina...
How is Paulina skating? I'm really enjoying her on Instagram lately. She's showing off the belly.
Today she was doing the side pose. She likes just a side pose and not looking at the camera, so it's kind of like she just stands in the side.
She really is the star of Instagram. I liked when she was on toe in her flip-flops in Sun Valley the other day with the boomerang, just back, and I was watching Paulina go.
Wait, what was the watermelon? Have we discussed that?
So Paulina Edmond said, "I've been drinking watermelon." And it's just a line from a Beyonce song.
Moving on. I don't think it meant, I don't know.
I just think she was having watermelon.
She was drinking it.
I'm hoping she didn't know the song. It was unfortunate. Look, she's 18, okay?
Is she 18? Okay, we're okay.
18.
And we're not saying it was just...
is Paulina Edmonds 18? Let me look it up. 1 second.
Okay, so as he looks it up...
Because people are going to yell. Because you know that when someone is 18, you can magically...
But at the same point, we're not saying that she was doing what the...
She's 18 as of May 18th. So we can say that she should know what Beyonce lyrics mean. Anyway, Hanyu, Koleata, Grant Hochstein, Nathan Chan, Paulina's boyfriend Nam, so they get the same events now. I like that. And Jason Brown again.
They stuck together. They haven't posted photos together. They were doing ballet once, I think, on the ice.
Couples that do on ice ballet together. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just a prom thing.
Oh no, I got a feeling it was puppy love for it was at least a 4-month long. I don't know. Just saying. But we got to talk about. So okay, we have Dance Showdown and Pair Showdown in Japan.
Yes. Papadakis
and Cizeron versus Virtue and Moyer. That's a moment.
Ready for it.
And then we have Jillian and Bob versus Stobova and Klimov.
And Kaplini Lenote will be there. So I'm ready for this. But Jillian against Stobova with KMT, I'm getting up early for NHK Trophy. I'm ready for it. Look, short program, long program. I want to see Jillian and Stobova together on that warm-up. I'm excited. Even more excited than Virtue and Moyer against Papadakis and Cizeron, I have to say. That is really the matchup, I think.
I agree. So, Dave Leese, what so far, as we ease back into the competitive season, has been your hashtag MK moment over the past few months?
My hashtag MK moment has been Javier Fernandez's quad loop because I didn't see it coming. I thought it was spectacular. I'm becoming a real Javi fan lately.
I liked our interview with him. He was fun. He's real. Now, my moment has been, again, our Montreal pair girls posting all of these triple jumps. KMT doing the triple flip, we saw triple loop, we saw Megan doing so much. I can't wait to see what Jillian has in the works, whatever she's going to come up with in terms of they continue to push that envelope, which you have to respect that side of them. What was your moment? Happy 4th of July, everybody. Are you doing anything fun tomorrow, Dave?
I am going to a barbecue. How about you?
I'm coaching, and then I'm going to fireworks and sleepover thing.
Ooh. Well, I also have to send KMT a book because we're in a book club together. I don't know. Marissa Castelli was doing it on Facebook, and so I think I'm going to send KMT Valley of the Dolls to read.
Oh, I watched that movie.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah, it was okay.
The book was pretty good.
I think the movie, I would rather probably read the book than...
So the movie is supposed to be spectacularly awful, but there was a lot of drama when they made it.
Oh,
so
that was the thing. Yeah, it was hard to follow when it was just a lot of drugs and weird people, and yeah, I was kind of tuned out. Anyway, what are you guys reading? Let us know. Leave us a comment below. What do you think about the Grand Prix assignments? Are you drinking some watermelon this 4th of July? I actually did drink watermelon. No, not like watermelon slushy. Oh, bless. I was actually drinking literally watermelon. Anyway, leave us a comment below. As always, we keep it real here.
As always, we want to remind you that when you're 18 and young like Paulina Edmonds, show off your abs on Instagram. Get Gracie Gold going to the gym like she is stretching and doing all of that.
Yeah.
So Ashley is just relaxing when she's in the hot tub in Colorado. Hold an edge and look sexy.
Bye, guys.